Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. Man, I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, you disagree with, you like or you dislike, or even if you just want to outsmart me on something I said, go ahead, shoot me a quick call, 219-413-9405. And of course, we'll play your take back on our next episode. And shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this episode. Get $20 off your first ticket purchase when you use the promo code The Run Podcast. Now, this code can only be applied for first-time users on the mobile app or website. So I don't know about you, but I'm going to a couple of games this season. I have to. So I'm gonna go ahead and create me an account, and then, hey man, and then we're gonna be on with SeatGeek. Get that $20 off. Anyway, look, I got a special guest in the building with me today, man. Travis Hicks from Fox 47. He covers all of Detroit sports, man, and he's here. Travis, what's going on with you, bro? How you feeling today?
Man, pretty good, man. And glad to be back. Excited to talk football with you. It's been great, and excited to be back on the show.
Man, I am so happy to have you here. As you know, obviously, I had to bring you back on. I brought you on in the offseason. We talked a little bit about some expectations and stuff like that. But I got to bring you on because we're looking at week 3 right now in the NFL. Lions, they doing pretty well right now. We just seen them beat the Arizona Cardinals, and it was a good game. They took a tough L against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, another kind of a tough matchup in the NFC. But I got to ask here, because we've seen a lot of different things going on in this matchup against the Arizona Cardinals, and I got the first thing I want to know. Did the Arizona Cardinals lose this game more than the Lions actually won this game? Lions won, the scoreboard shows they won 20-13, but did they lose this game, the Cardinals, lose it more than the Lions actually won?
Now, that is a great question. I'm going to say the Lions won, even though the Cardinals had chances to win. The reason I'll say the Lions won, the run game was phenomenal. Montgomery and Gibbs, I'm going to go on the record and say it, best running back duo in the league. They won us this game. Defense also played amazing too. Aiden Hutchinson, those boys holding a high-powered offense at 13 points, because we saw what the Cardinals did the previous week against the Rams. But the reason why I say the run game won us the game, Goff played terrible in the second half, I'm sorry. After having a perfect first half, 12-12, literally 100 passer rating, going amazing. Then, making bad plays in the second half, the interception. The run game saved us. One thing I got to say moving forward, he has to be better. 20 points. We didn't score in the second half. The run game kept us apart to run out the clock. So it's a mixture of both. I'm going to say Lions won the game more than the Cardinals blew it.
Okay. And I get that. I can respect that. And you pointed out something too that I really noticed too, is the run game. Oh my gosh, the run game, the Lions run game is monstrous, bro. It's clear, it's evident. You hit it right on the nail. They have the best running back duo in all of the NFL. Nobody's messing up with them when it comes to the ground game. And I was just happy to see them pretty much rely more on the ground game than what they did last week against the Buccaneers, because they saved it. They pretty much was saved by the run. And Jared Goff's stats looks like it might be nice. Like when you look at it, you see, 18 for 23. Damn, Goff played really good. But like you said, they didn't score. And there was a lot of handing the ball off to the running backs, which really kept them in the game. So it just makes me think, like looking at the numbers and things, this looks like a marvelous setup. It looks like, the Lions played really good. Goff played good. The running backs ate good. All of that stuff, because you got Lions, both backs had over 80 rushing yards. Goff completed 78% of his passes. So obviously we know the eye test says a different story, but what was one of the differences you noticed between the Lions offense in week 2 and week 3 as they won against the Arizona Cardinals?
I would say first halves we've been playing a lot better. But like the second half is just slowed down. Like yesterday, we got 3 touchdowns in that first half, 20 points, and we didn't score the rest of the game. Now, 20 points is not bad, but it's a little average. I think with the way the Lions offense is, the Lions have the most talented offense in the league. I'm just going to go ahead and say, you got Sam Laporta, J-Mo, St. Brown, all these weapons around Goff. that offense should at least get 28 to 35 points each and every single week. Then you got Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery in the backfield. Goff has to just play better. I'm not putting it all on him because it is obviously a team effort, but like he has to throw it more consistently. Like when we look at back-to-back games, he's throwing back-to-back picks. So those games we could have easily lost yesterday too. We could be 1-2 instead of 2-1. But one thing they got to do moving forward, I just need more consistency out of Goff. The first half, like I said, was flawless, literally 12 out of 12. If he can keep doing that, he has the weapons around him and the offensive line, so there's really no excuse.
Yeah, and Goff has been very wishy-washy. And I had Eric on here last week, and we were talking about Jared Goff. And
yeah, I know.
Eric don't really rock with Jared Goff. Eric not really. He he's good, whatever. But he was on the train of like Goff has to play better. It seems like you kind of follow a suit a little bit too of like, hey, Goff is straight, but he's got to play better. And I'm looking at the games. You see, it's kind of that inconsistency there of, okay, Goff is a good quarterback, clearly. But there's times where he's just really, really not on his game. And then truthfully, I got to bring up my guy, Kirk Cousins. Like Kirk Cousins usually is him in the clutch. Like we've been seeing, him play good so far and get better each week. But Goff, it hasn't been seen. Like he's getting better and better each week. And that's like, kind of scary for some Lions fans out there because you expect your team to get better each week. Obviously, the receiving core and all and the play call has improved on a week-to-week basis from, at least week 2 to week 3, we've seen them improve. But Jared Goff, I feel like he's going to be the biggest question for how far the Lions can actually go. Because we've seen the offense, when the play call is clicking and they're utilizing the run game, they look pretty damn good. The defense, as we know, is very impeccable. Obviously, one of the top defenses in the NFL already. I think that's very, very easy to say if you've been watching them. And then it just comes down to, when the game is close and you need to really get the offense going, if Jared Goff can make that happen. So I got to say this. Lions are 5th in rushing right now. They're top 5 in all yards in the NFL right now, total yards. How much of an impact do you think the ratio of them playing defense compared to their offense will have, like going against these other teams in the NFC? Because we see some powerhouses in the NFC. Obviously, we know San Francisco 49ers. They're a top team in the NFC right now. Maybe, I guess we got to worry about the Buccaneers. I think the Atlanta Falcons is another top team in the NFC. So, you got a lot of evenly talented teams in the NFC. And do you think they'll be okay like with an average offense or average quarterback play, to clarify, going against these teams in the NFC?
That's a great question. I think they need to get better and get more consistency because this year's path to an NFC championship or Super Bowl, way going to be harder than last year. You just made a good point. The Kirk Cousins and the Falcons nearly beat the Chiefs last night if it wasn't for a bad call. I know it's another conversation for another day. So, they're looking good. The Eagles just beat the Red Hot Saints. There's a lot of good teams. Obviously, you made the 49ers, and obviously the Vikings look amazing. So, for us, we got to get better. Like right now, the offense is looking like they're getting 21 points type of game. But we got to get more consistency just in the passing game because the running game, you made a good point. Been there. Gibbs and Montgomery, both 80-plus rushing yards. That is a fantasy owner. That's a dream. So, if we can match the run game with the pass game, I'm telling you, moving forward, it'll be amazing. Because defensively, Aiden Hutchinson, he has been a dog. The game against the Buccaneers we lost almost got the NFL record for sacks in the game. This man was unconscious.
Crazy.
So, if we can get that same intensity, and Ben Johnson does have some tricks up his sleeve. I'm not sure if you saw the highlight of when he threw it to St. Brown, he tossed it to Gibbs. You know what I'm saying? So,
that was crazy.
The trickery, I think it can be. So I'll say this: we need to get a little bit better. And I think with the offense, the way it's stat, I'm going to say it again, should be 28 to 35 points a game. There's no reason if we can get to that with the defense. I think the Lions can make a big run.
That's I like that. So I like that estimate. You said about 25 to 30 points. That was it, right? About
28 to 35, my bad.
28 to 35. Okay. I wanted to make sure I was quoting you right in the points, but I think that's good, man, because it's a lot of high-scoring offenses now, and not every team has the defense to hang around. And one of the things I'm certain in with the Lions is their defense. I don't really lack confidence in their defense. When it comes into the game, it's more so all right, how are they about to start scoring? Is Jared Goff going to be clicking? Is the offense going to be clicking? Is Ben Johnson going to call the right plays? It's never a question about the defense. But however, they're about to go against a team undefeated, 3-0 in the Seattle Seahawks. They've been playing pretty good. Seahawks are kind of a sleeper. Not many people have been paying attention to them just because they don't have like the huge names over there on that roster. What should be the focus for the Lions going into this game against the Seattle Seahawks in Week 4?
Now, I'll be honest. I know we just raved about the defense, but the defense is going to have to play big. Because I'll be honest, Geno Smith has had the Lions number for the last how many ever years, like last year especially, too, when he got us. I believe that was in Week 2 of the season. Geno Smith, for some reason, against the Lions turns to 07 Brady or like prime Peyton Manning. It's like one of the craziest things I've seen. So, and the Seahawks are a good team. They're one of 4 teams left undefeated, them, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and the Kansas City Chiefs. So Seattle's a threat. So to me,
Facts.
I think this is, in a way, a statement game could be for them. Primetime Monday night. This is a team who barely missed the postseason last year in Seattle. And, and they're trying to, keep up in the NFC. And we talk about these other teams. If Seattle wins this could be, with the way how the rankings are going, with the 49ers losing yesterday and the injuries they got, Seattle could really be one of the top teams seeding-wise. So I think the Lions, we have a tough schedule, considering the first few games. Defense has to play good and Goff has to be better. Now, to be honest, I think Geno Smith's going to have a better game than Goff, but if the run game and all that can come throughout, I think we could win the game, but I'll be real, it's not going to be easy.
It's definitely not going to be easy. And I like what you said, too. I respect the honesty. There's nothing more I love than an honest NFL fan. Even though you love the Lions and stuff, I just love that you were honest about Jared Goff might get outplayed. And I'm a firm believer Jared Goff is going to get outplayed. He got outplayed by Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, I would die on that hill. Baker Mayfield outplayed the shit out of Jared Goff, man. And we seen Baker Mayfield flip a whole new leaf. He was running out the pocket, scoring touchdowns, and I mean, he was getting the ball out, even though he was getting harassed in the pocket too. So it was just, it was crazy because he didn't get psyched out about like being tossed on the ground so many times by Hutchinson. So, I give credit to him, but Jared Goff is going to have to come with it because, I mean, we talk about the Lions and we know they're a hot team. We say, they're supposed to go to the Super Bowl and all of that, but you cannot sleep. One, this is a same conference team that you're going against. You may potentially see this team in the postseason going against the Seahawks. The Seahawks, as of right now, after the first 3 weeks in football, Seahawks, they have a top 2 defense in yards allowed. They're a top 5 passing offense in the NFL right now. So this is no team you want to go in playing around with. And then injuries. Obviously, we've seen some more injuries go down. Sam Laporta, I think he'll be okay. I think he'll bounce back. But it's just like the knick-knack injuries, those do come into play. And you kind of want to just set the tone right away, man, because you really might, this is a team you might see them later on in a wild card or first round, whoever knows. So I think it's something to definitely pay attention to. Other than that, man, look, anything you've seen with the Lions that you just got to add, you got to get off your chest, something you witnessed in Week 3 that you're thinking about?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I want to get J-Mo more involved. I think J-Mo, he has a spark about him. I think this is a breakout year. We saw what he did in Week 1. I want to see more of that. Now, Goff made a comment during practices. This was a few weeks ago on our local Channel 7, where he said, like, there's going to be some weeks Laporta gets more catches, St. Brown than J-Mo. I think J-Mo has to be the key guy. No disrespect to other guys, because I think everybody's great, St. Brown and Laporta. But J-Mo, he has a speed about him. You can use him in the slot. You can, do RPO. Like, he really is one of the fastest guys on the field. So I think he has to get more involved because J-Mo also brings the energy. I love how he's repping the city when he's out and about.
Man,
so
at Coney. He had Coney in there. He really they calling him 6 Mile J. 6 Mile J now.
Exactly. Like, he's at Nicky D's. When you see J-Mo, you think he's from Detroit. So, like, I love how he's embracing it. And two, I just think he's so talented, man. Like, I really want to see him break out more in golf, find him more touches. And two, like, one thing with Goff, and this is kind of an ability he can't really, like, when you made a good point about Baker Mayfield, I wish Goff was more mobile. Like, Baker was making dudes, like, he was, crossing dudes up. Basically, he was Kyrie or somebody. Like, I wish he could move out the pocket because Goff can be dangerous in the pocket, but when he starts moving out, he becomes a liability because the guys can get to him to sack, and he's not really running. So, we'll see.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on the J-Mo part for sure. J-Mo has to get involved, and I think he's a elite weapon that the Lions have. And part of me feels like they know it. Part of me, I feel like it should comfort some Lions fans because I mean, he's involved. We see him kind of move around in different areas in the offense. We see some receiver options and stuff sometimes. Obviously, they try and get him the ball in open space, but sometimes you see a quick pitch or a quick toss to J-Mo in motion, like, just the small things. So part of me feels like they understand, like, this guy is a huge piece of our offense. But I would also love to see Gibbs or Montgomery like work out from the slot too, bro. Because I mean, not many people have that opportunity and have that advantage of having elite running backs like that. I've been saying this. I'm like, man, we see how the Saints utilize Kamara. We see how other teams, even the Chiefs, the way they utilize Pacheco and their skill guys. Like, not only are they in the backfield, but you put them in the slot, you put them in motion, just kind of keep the defense guessing. And I think that could really, really take the Lions offense to another level. Other than that, though, man, look, hey, go ahead. Let the people know where they can find you, bro. Let them know where they can find your YouTube, your Instagram, all of your work as well. And I didn't even mention it in the beginning, but, dog, my boy Travis Hicks interview Magic Johnson. Interview the great Magic Johnson, the second best point guard ever to touch a basketball. I'm sorry, I know that might be disrespectful to some, but like, that's another conversation for a different day. Still Hall of Famer, the greatest, one of the greatest ever. Travis, man, let them know where they can find you.
Thank you so much. I'm a Steph fan, so I think Steph's a go PG as well. But yeah, you guys can follow me.
I hope you didn't tell Magic that.
No, I didn't.
No, I'm playing.
Travis _reporter on Twitter, Travis Hicks _reporter on Instagram, Travis Hicks on Facebook, and YouTube, Travis Hicks _reporter. I'm gonna have content from the news stories I do and sports takes as well. And Manny, is always amazing talking sports with you. And I hope to come back on here when the Lions and Bears meet up.
Oh, man. Hey, yeah, that's going to be rough. We already know. Boy, the Bears ain't got a shot now right now. The way they looking. You got to talk to me when they play the Birds. Yeah, you got to talk to me when they play the Birds, man. Okay. The Birds actually good this year, so I can talk a little trash about it. But, other than that, I was like, I guess I'll side with the Bears or whatever. But, no, the Birds good. So I can come out the closet again and, really rep the dirty bird. So other than that, look, man, hey, if you out there listening, look, we got some more stuff coming up in just a sec, man. Some news is coming up. News for the run. Of course, man, leave a quick take too on our voicemail line if you want to get involved, man. 219-413-9405. And of course, we'll play your take on our next episode. But we got a couple game recaps coming up in just a second. There's some news that you got to hear. So we'll be right back. It's halftime.